Well,
Yes.
looking over pub matches, high-ranked pub matches, Monkey King does lose pretty often to Troll. So I imagine Troll has been pretty good and good track record against it. Also, Earthshaker, pretty good track record. Surprised he's been kind of ignored. Earthshaker's stock has been rising, but today has been kind of ignored a bit. But in the meantime, a Invoker slipped in. Looks like the young gunner in DNM is going to be showing some stuff off in the Invoker.
Yeah, he
could,
plays a great Quas Wex. I think. Well, I mean, he's actually a really good Quas Exhort as well. But Quas Wex in this game, I think, is extremely good. You can disrupt the Shadow Shaman spells with Tornado. You mana drain the Monkey King, the clock, and they effectively are just dead because their mana pool is so low, but they need it. That as if they don't have mana, like they're just useless. Like they don't really do anything. So nice Invoker pick, very nice.
And this will be the first Invoker game that we've seen this DPC for DNM. Of course, they've only played a couple games.
Just going to add it only kind of helps dump extra power into whatever the sphere hero is going to be. The alacrity boost will be pretty nice. If that's a troll alacrity, that could be pretty scary. And Night Stalker comes out. Wasn't it also a team who've pulled out this Night Stalker before? Was it 5-Man Midas? I keep seeing this Night Stalker come out from time to time. I haven't seen anything.
They pulled it out against Zoomers, yeah.
I haven't seen anything yet that was like, oh, damn, that Night Stalker is something to watch out for.
I agree. I feel like the hero's kind of underwhelming. I'm a huge Night Stalker fan because it's so easy to play. If it's nighttime, you fight. If you have your ulti, you fight. Like, it's just so obvious. If it's day, you just don't. The playstyle's so easy for a team to play around. But it just seems to get kited and not really do that much damage. And then you're going to lose the lane if you have a Night Stalker on your team. Like, that's not a winning lane. And of course, they go with an Illusion hero. There's absolutely nothing a Night Stalker can do versus this. Shadow Shaman, that's a little bit better, but still, it's a high armor hero. You're going to absolutely shred this Night Stalker in lane.
Yeah, and in the interview, they were talking about from the A team's perspective that they're not going to be the type of team that just sits in Fountain and lets the opponent's lead just rise and rise. They're just going to get super aggressive. So at least they're sticking to that plan. I think from that standpoint alone, just being aggressive, this is a good lineup. But you're right. They have no answer for Terrorblade. Night Stalker does... I mean, I agree. I like the hero a lot. It just feels like he never does anything. He's scary for a little bit, and then he just gets out-farmed. People have told me the shard is good on this hero because you can use it on ancients. I don't even know if that's a bug or not.
I did hear
it says
that
you can eat lesser creatures. How is an ancient?
Exactly. It's like okay, so you can't eat Roshan. Roshan's the only. It's not even. It's not even like you can eat creatures. Weird. So you can eat lesser creatures. Like Roshan's not even a greater creature. It's just a creature apparently. I don't know what's going on with this Ice Frog. Why am I eating ancients? A dragon's not a lesser creature. Dragons are incredibly powerful. You kidding me? They breathe fire.
They sure do. Thank you for that lore update. Wasn't 100% sure if they breathe fire or not. I mean, is there a pick for the A team that kind of rounds out everything? I mean, I think the number one priority is dealing with Terrorblade now. Like, what can you get?
You got to square up against Invoker, and you got to be one to answer for the Terrorblade later. And I'm trying to check over the track record here. It's like, PL has had a good track record, but is not typically the mid go-to. TA.
Honestly,
Leshrac maybe.
Honestly, yeah, I was gonna say Lesh or Zeus. Other than they do have a bit of jump. Like the Invoker Quasuex can kind of jump a Zeus, not so great. I mean, you have the Invis detection for it goes both ways. Same with Nyx, you have the Invis detection on Zeus. I feel like they actually have good front line on A team for a Zeus, but Zeus is just a bad hero is the problem. But it completely destroys Terrorblade as your win condition because you just destroy the illusions. Even if he gets 3 Scotties, you do percentage damage. They just all die.
You know who else does percentage damage, although he will not be picked because nobody picks this hero? Necro. Why is this hero not picked ever, man?
It's true.
Miss him, as disgusting as it is to say. But, I mean, Pugna can deal with illusions a lot as well, so...
True. Against Nyx,
Zeus,
though,
Leshrac.
The highest int-gain hero against Zeus sounds scuffed.
Do you have a choice, though? You got to pick something against TB, and it's usually going to be an in-hero.
Yeah. And I guess I didn't even think that. I assumed the Monkey King could just be the mid lane matchup against Invoker, right? It looks like it's been a decent matchup in the past. So it means the safe laner could be one to deal with the Terrorblade. And again, the PL would have been something, but PL is taken away. With them banning the PL, it seems like that's what Sadboys also possibly anticipating here. But I don't know the side laner right now that is a good matchup for Terrorblade. Oh, that's a Peter classic.
Huh.
Hello
Okay.
there, old tree friend. Only Sadboys would pull this out in this meta now, but I have no idea if it's good or not.
Even if they go for a Lesh, he has to get a BKB, which feels kind of bad. And I don't even know if you'd have to go like second item BKB. I think first item you just lose, right? You just don't do anything.
Yeah. That's why I'm actually really feeling the Zeus here. I feel like some non-meta like illusion killing guy is good. Tree's really not good at jumping a backline Zeus, something like that.
He loses a lot to Nature's, but Nature's was banned. I was like, Nature's been ignored. What's going on? But Nature's has been banned. Yeah, I don't know.
I suppose it's not a bad Storm game either. You know, well, they do have Nyx.
Storm, yeah. Morphling seems to have the upper hand in matchups typically against Terrorblade.
Two carries.
Okay,
Jug.
go ahead. I mean, they probably
a lot
win
of
late
melee.
game.
4 melee. But
I mean, they saw the last game with the shard on Juggernaut. It technically could. I mean, it's probably good against Terrorblade. I haven't seen this matchup a whole lot, but killing Terrorblade is going to be an issue still.
Maybe they'll do some like Midas Travels Radiance thing on the Jug, and Monkey King can go like more traditional carry.
All right, what do we got? Sunsfan, starting with you. Sadboys or A Team for game number 1?
I'm gonna go Sadboys. I still don't think they have enough to take out the TB right now.
I'm going to go Sadboys because I think A-Team have kind of drafted themselves into a little bit of a corner, maybe trying to next level a little bit too hard like we saw with Zoomers in their series. I think this is a crazy draft, maybe too crazy.
All right, let's see how things pan out. We'll send to a real fast break, and then we got Trent and GoDz on the mic.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, NA Dota fans. We've got another best of 3 here. This one between A-Team and Sadboys. We go from the 4 Zoomers, and now it's kind of the 4 Boomers, Trent. You know, Sadboys.
Yes.
4 veterans plus DNM. Bit of a change up here.
Yes, they've reversed this new rise of NA Dota to bring a fresh face in DNM. Someone who was being hyped up quite a bit. This is my first time getting to cast him, so I'm pretty excited. I don't know, it was someone who there was a lot of muttering about in the past of just like, oh, this new guy's really young. He's up and coming. Sounds pretty good.
I mean, getting ranked 10 out of nowhere, I feel like very few people had heard his name, and then there was the kind of infamous incident where he was on a team where some of his teammates were match fixing, and he decided not to match fix, and they won the game. So he managed to win like a professional Dota game, like 3v5, in very spectacular fashion. So
that's a pretty cool way to burst onto the scene, you know.
Yeah, it was definitely pretty funny, and one of those kind of like, you know, he's sticking the finger to his teammates who were trying to do some obviously very unethical things. But I think the big hard thing for him is the transition, because he's now playing mid lane. He's almost always been a carry player before this team.
Yeah, that's I don't know. It is neat though that you can hear that confidence, but also understanding that there seems to be from his teammates. They're just like, yeah, we know it's new, but like, you know, I've kind of done this before with other mids. We're gonna do our best to enable you. And I said it was the first time casting. I actually did cast a series, which is EG, and they did a good job of that. Obviously, they took one game, which was huge for them, and I'm sure very intimidating for A-Team because A-Team are already coming into this looking at these names, and they've already had some tough matches so far. And now going up against Sadboys, who took a game off of EG. You know, once you're this far into the league, you really got to get the W's.
Yeah, and I mean, I think realistically, you look at a team like A-Team, and you're not expecting them to compete for the top 2. If anything, they're competing to try not get relegated. They want to be in that middle of the pack.
I do like this off-lane Snapfire, though, as we heard Jenkins and Sunsfan kind of alluding to here. It's the Shard. Not something a lot of people are going for at all. This is not the hot off lane, you know? It's like the Underlords and the Vipers, some Leshraks here and there. I'm not seeing Snapfire anywhere else across the DPC.
Yeah, this is very much like a last patch kind of thing where the Ags Rush was such a big thing. We're going to see some aggression up top, but Jug just going to blade for his way out of there. PPD playing the Treant Protector. 75th game on Treant.
Dude, who else could be number 1 but Goblack, though? Like, when's the last time Goblack played a pro game and he still is number 1?
I mean, he's a good 25 plus games away from him. That's, you know, PPD's got some catching up to do. I guess PPD came in late, whereas Goblack's been playing since, like, TI1.
Okay, he got the mana burn. I was wondering how that was, like, the most damaging right click ever, but nice finish up top there.
So So Moo and Snake can get off to a good sign. This is something PPD mentioned as well. He kind of expected them to maybe outdraft their opponents, and as a result, come out of the laning stage with an edge. And so far, we're seeing at least a little bit of that up top.
Yeah, down bottom, this looks all right. You know, Peter knows this thing. Like, yeah, they're gonna cut all your trees. This is the life of Treant players. People got really smart versus this hero. It actually, the difference between playing a pub where someone does this and they don't is just so startling. But Peter knows in a competitive match, this is happening every single time.
Yeah, it's about getting the most out of the lane despite it, and that's something I imagine PPD is. You know, you play high level, high MMR NA pubs, and everyone's cutting your trees. So, done a good job securing TPCS.
Thank you, Knoxville.
3 years ago.
I had
Dang.
strats, man. That was like ABBA tree every time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
With Weaver, OD. Ugh.
He was like the original 5-man death ball kind of specialist.
Oh no, Rises, you're gonna live, but your courier. Oh, nice. The tree's cut.
Okay.
Oh no, he might crit it back the wrong way.
Oh boy.
All right, the boar lives.
You gotta micro the thing like a hero, juking through the trees. So, has that early point in healing ward for some sustain, but constant pressure on the jug. Even though he's got 15 CS, it feels like he's, you know, always kind of on the back foot and being forced to bring out more regen here.
Meanwhile, the mid lane, it's Quaswex Invoker, so things will just kind of even out a lot of times. But I mean, 18 and 4 for Prince. He's thinking about grabbing an Orb of Venom, perhaps, too. Maybe think about that Corrosion. Wants to start getting a little bit of pressure onto DNM.
I like this bottom lane because it looks like it's Night Stalker versus Big Night Stalker. Whenever Metamorphosis popped.
I didn't know where you were going with that, but you're right, actually.
It really, this just looks like a Night Stalker with like BKB and slightly more demonic. But
Yeah, if you were new to Dota and you saw this, you'd be like, why would I ever pick the small guy? This guy is just like it's his dad or something.
Yep. Fear is being able to secure CS pretty easily whenever Metamorph is up. When it goes down, that's when they've been able to pressure him a bit. Elsewhere, Sabo is rotating towards this middle lane, trying to collapse a bit on DNM, but this rotation has been scattered out by an Observer Ward, so I don't imagine it's going to lead to much.
Yeah, I always see this as kind of the downside to the position 4 Shaman. Hey, at least he notices and at least gets the gold before the obs will expire anyway, but a lot of Shadow Shamans being picked up lately, and this is one area where he really suffers. Like, you can't really initiate on the mid.
Yeah. I think, you know, he's going to look back and probably think, yeah, I probably should just stayed bottom, because that was while TP didn't have Metamorph up, so you should theoretically be pressuring him a little bit.
Yeah, or maybe like
Good
trying
talk.
to find poles or something.
Yep. Snaking will get away, the cookie helping disjoint the Blade Fury. And this Clockworks looked alright. I think pretty much, not a hero we've seen a lot of, but it feels like picked up kind of as a way to deal with the Nyx, both in lane as well as just the game in general.
Yeah, double melee supports too, so yeah, you get some options throughout the game.
Oh, top lane, they've found Rises. The mana burn, early point in that coming into play once again with the double nukes from the Snapfire. This Jug is having a rough time.
Yeah, I mean, they just got a Bassi on the Nyx, and they're just spamming him over and over. And spin can only do so much for you. This has also been another common theme of these Jugs, too, where like you see them just spinning and trying to survive and everything, but eventually it's just not enough. You can't sustain the mana.
You never feel good in lane if you're only using your spin to like run away back to safety to your tower. You always want to be trying to use it to play aggressive.
Ooh, and snaking almost just a little bit too late there. Could have maybe even had a play potentially off that tornado. But Prince up to level 6 now. Maybe thinking he could get a rotation mid, and there it is. It's Sabo.
Saba with the early smoke, the one-man smoke in his boots. Can they get this kill? Maybe.
Little further.
Wanting some Jingu charges first, it looks like as
Oh,
well.
he popped it.
Oh no,
little bit too
Tornado
far.
EMP. He's actually maybe set himself up for a turnaround here. Prince goes in aggressively, gets the Jingu stacks up. He needs to lifesteal, but PPD shows up with the living armor. As does Snaking with a perfect impel, and they'll turn this around, getting 1 kill and probably 2. Zabo, nowhere to run. DNM picks up the urn, so if they get this kill, it's going to be urn charges. That's why DNM kind of doubled back. They just need one more stun to land, and they'll get it. Great play from Snaking and PPD.
Easy saves. Level 4 tree, too, has 2 points in the living armor, so DNN doesn't have to go anywhere, especially because he's Quaswex, so HP's basically back at this point. And he can even get aggressive now, as he's pointing out with the cold snap and the urn. So yeah, be careful with this TP back in, bud.
Yeah, he just died and won't have a TP if he goes down here, but Gets his backup TP, but even though he doesn't die there, that's so much pressure onto him. He throws a Boundless Strike just to try and deal with the creep wave, but this Siege Creep is going to get at least some good damage onto the mid-tier 1.
And that cost them nothing, right?
Yeah. An Urn Charge, but he's still got an Urn Charge left when they do want to go for a kill. And back at top, Ryze is getting pressured. Is going to Blade Fury get aggressive, but instantly realize he's going to back off because Snaking shows up and yeah. Hits the Impale. Are they going to go for this kill? The Clockwork is kind of deterring Moo.
Yeah.
And is going to force Moo to just cookie out of the cog. So well played by Old Yoda to keep Ryzes alive.
Yeah, if Moo's dealing with freely ult, they're going to get that, but, ooh.
Solo kill. Behind the tower, gets the solo kill, didn't actually get Urn Charges, so...
He got him with the Tornado. Like, max range, that's why he didn't get it.
Yep. And Ryzes will chase down Snaking. That's a killing spree ended. It has the healing warp, which instantly gets sniped by Moo, unfortunately, but a much-needed kill for this Juggernaut.
Got the lone one for his team now, but hey, come phase, he'll have a wand soon, and looks like he's aiming for a Maelstrom this game versus the TB, so doesn't really have a lot of options. And speaking of TB, Fear's already running through the jungle because that's just faster, especially at nighttime. Don't want to have to deal with the Bloody Sky.
And Treant's one of the better heroes for defending that safe lane tier 1, like Treant's, Coddles, these kind of heroes just totally happy to sit down there and risk their lives to keep the tower alive.
Yeah, Tree's got a lot better at this in the past couple years, I guess, of reworks and everything, where now you can just like walk through the trees at these early levels and just throw out these Nature's Grasps. It's only level 2, and it's still enough to help clear out these creep waves.
Back in some of these other lanes, DNM trying to pressure the tier 1 mid tower, but creeps getting dragged off for now. Prince seems to be one of the perhaps losers of the laning stage. Couple of deaths, and he has fallen behind quite significantly in terms of farm. Doesn't really have a good home as far as where he should go to right now.
He was looking all right too, but yeah, DNM's kind of turned it on, and of course had the rotations. There you go, something there with the mischief. Dodge the damage, but still lose the mana.
And yeah, now that the Invoker has all these levels, you can't really get up in his face and try build up those Jiggy stacks. You're just forced to play defensively, farm creeps under your tower.
Here we go. Ryze is onto something here. They got the smoke.
Yeah.
There is an Obs here, though, so instantly he's going to get scared when he goes for this.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, and even if this works, this is, again, just that 5 position whose job really is just to keep this tower alive as long as possible. If you lose this tower, it's not the end of the world.
And they'll make the mirror move up top, even smoking there, too. As Snaking moves up with Fear, so... Top tower is definitely going down. I'm not so sure about the bottom one. Okay, well, they're going to pop the ult.
Yeah. That's how you make sure it goes down. But he can't use the Void or PPD's going to TP out here, so... Bloody Sky forces chasing down. Top lane, meanwhile, they get the kill on the Clockwork. It's, like you say, the kind of mirror play. PPD's just wasting this Night Stalker's time. And, you know, does a good job of it. There is a creep wave on the tier 1 tower, but it's the top tier 1 tower that's going down much faster.
And Snaking will have 6 here too, so he could theoretically TP down bottom and set something up.
Yeah, he does just that. And TPs is now daytime as well, so Snaking, you know, is not too afraid for his life under this tower, throws an Impale which won't land. The tier 1 still being with right click. Ryzes and Bloody Sky really want this one. Healing Ward doesn't get right click. Snaking's got to be careful. He's been hit by the Boundless Strike.
Oh, he got greedy.
Yeah.
That was so greedy. I mean, I don't blame him. I guess that ward... Oh, the ward was actually still up. I guess he just thought he had more time.
Yeah, they didn't have any detection, but he kind of got chain stun there when I guess he was hoping to just Vendetta out of there.
Yeah.
Not the end of the world, because elsewhere, not just the tier 1 top, but the tier 1 mid is being pressured. So A-Team recognizing this is like, you know, we can't lose more towers. They're smoking mid, they want to fight. But Invoker, very hard hero to engage into right now. Hookshot, going to lead the way, goes in on Moo. The Tornado MP's going to bail Moo out, and I think they should be able to turn on old Yoda. It's a support Clockwork who is level 6, but is going to pay the price for some over-aggression.
I think Yoda need to click his allies there. Like, Monkey King's level 8, and Night Stalker doesn't have ulti. So, like, who's jumping in with you there, friend?
Yeah, as we saw, he did not have much in the way of backup.
Yeah.
You know? It was very much a desperation, like, we're not allowed to lose our mid-tier 1 tower, you know? We have 4 heroes smoking here, surely we can defend this, right?
Yeah, I mean, Prince is just like picking, like, Wukong's command, not learned. It's like, this is not me, man.
No, it's still a pretty even game when you look at the net worth. So even though A-Team have lost their mid tier 1 tower. They've done a decent job of keeping their Jug farmed. He's on par with the Terrorblade. Has a Maelstrom coming out, so
Yeah.
see where Sadboys go with this.
A lot of this is because of the Bloody Sky. Is just you know, he has the gap over Moo, whereas you have DNM with the gap over Prince there. So that's kind of where our lanes wound up. And think about the Blink. Really like that versus like the Nyx Assassin, kind of get in the back line. Obviously the Invoker too. It's like hop right on top and go for the silence. One of the cooler things about Night Stalker, like he can be such a hard hero to make work, even though he is like very straightforward. But one thing that I really like is the itemization can be just anything.
We're going to see that Night Stalker go charging in. It's going to find Snake King's Nyx. This feels like a really tough Nyx game, playing against what I would consider some of the harder counters in Night Stalker as well as Clockwork.
Yeah, I would agree.
Moo, meanwhile, Invis under the tower. They have sentries, but do they know he's here? Doesn't seem like that's the case. Bloody Sky going to go charging forward, try and see what he can find there. He's 4-staff on Invoker, though.
Yeah, Cookie Tornado and then TB. They could try it.
Bloody Sky gets out of the EMP, so does still have all of his mana, but Daytime hits and the tower going to get taken by Rises, but later he cancels the TP, though. Snake King may just chase him down. He's got an Impale here, but the Sentry is going to scout him out. The Impale hits before the Omni Slash. Can he get the Omni Slash off? It looks like he will. He may pay the price for this one. He's going to go get 1 kill and then get brought down by the Moo Snapfire, but at least gets the 1 kill before he dies.
Yeah, Bloody Sky getting out of the EMP is actually massive. If he gets hit by that, he actually just loses all his mana.
Yeah.
And that is really bad for Night Stalker. You need every point when you're kind of fishing for a potential engagement like that. And 4-staff first for the Invoker after the Urn.
He's gonna find Zabo. Just for the Clockwork, do you think? Or
yeah, it's just I think it's pretty cool. I mean, it's Clockwork and Monkey King and the Night Stalker Silence. It's just like kind of perfect this game.
Yeah, makes sense, and we'll see where he looks to go next. Definitely the, you know, they have a lot of ways to deal with the Clockwork now between the Cookie as well as the 4-staff.
Yeah, there's actually not a lot of safe commitments onto DNM at all, too. Like, when you think about the fact that there's still going to be the Treant as well with the Living Armor, and that's not anything that's, like, tick-based or, like, you know, instance-based anymore. It's just, like, straight-up flat armor and heal, which is really nice versus Night Stalker.
It feels like they're going to have a tough time dealing with DNM's Invoker. Like, they can't just blink on him with a Night Stalker when he can just kind of 4-staff away and throw a Tornado.
Yeah, it kind of feels like they need to, like, either hook him and then follow up after that with the Shadow Shaman spells, or just like get the Shaman jump or the Monkey jump or something.
And very much a game where you can't just hook and cogs him inside. You're gonna have to go for those cogs pushbacks.
Yeah, you gotta make some slick plays there. And then the whole time you're trying to deal with him, there's gonna be Fear standing somewhere nearby.
Yeah, do you think they have... I mean, they picked up like a double carry lineup with Jug, Monkey King, but none of their heroes were like the suggested, you know, like Zeus-type counters to TB. Are they gonna be able to out-carry a TB this game, do you feel?
I wouldn't have very high hopes. You know, I mean, Jug is kind of crazy in some ways with like some of his new shards and Omni Slash and stuff, so I could see like the Maelstrom and everything doing some work, but I think the Jug's gonna have to try and keep like really close to TB. Like if Fear keeps pulling away further and further, then it's gonna be very difficult.
PPD with the Overgrowth miss. A rare mistake from him.
Was he trying to max out the duration of the TP? I wasn't even looking.
Yeah, he was just TPing out underneath the ward, and PPD's like, okay, he just kind of held the Overgrowth to the last second of the TP and just mistimed it.
Must have been that ping, you know, the NA ping. He's playing too many Europe pubs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, they'll get a kill on old Yoda. Just the 5 position here, but
dead he is.
Not a massive commitment, just the Mortimers, but that may prevent them from taking a team fight now. But considering both Overgrowth and the Mortimers are on cooldown, I imagine Sadboys are happy just to play the farm game, wait for Terrorblade to get an item or two, get his Mantis style up at least, maybe.
This kind of reminds me of the game earlier where Gunnar was playing the puck and he's just like, he's so desperate to go and like make plays happen or something. The Bloody Sky is sort of in that same vein, right? Like it's nighttime, you have Blink, I want to fight. Does anyone even want to fight with him right now? Jug's trying to finish out that Mjolnir, so he actually feels like he can do something versus the TB. And his best bet is Yoda for sure. So they're gonna smoke at the Night Stalker, but I mean, you're dire, you go play bottom. It's not gonna be a whole lot to gain down here, unfortunately.
Yeah, when you've got those two greedy farming cores as an offlaner, sometimes it does feel like not the best as far as what you can do. And he's rushed to blink, so it's kind of, this unfortunate situation where he's ready to go and his teammates kind of less so, but they are smoked up trying to take a fight. So
yeah, their courier's running right through the wards though, so they knew exactly where they were. This is
DPD down bottom.
very greedy.
He's trying to keep that tower alive. Pops the glyph for the multi-shot, so that's going to try and take out the siege wagon, but Dire themselves are going to glyph. Drop the serpent ward underneath the tier 2 tower. Hookshot coming in. The Monkey King going to drop the Wukong. PPD is still alive, and with the backup from Moo with the mech, he's actually been healed up, and Fear's there with the Metamorph. No escape for old Yoda. They're going to get both the Clockwork and the Night Stalker and deal with the serpent wards. Perfectly played, while Fear's TP illusion up top managed to take out a tier 2 tower, so great defense from Sadboys.
They just got pressured to, they felt like they had to do something, or this game's just slipping away from them, which is partially true, but forcing it like that is just never going to end well.
And I think they feel like, they are the underdog team. They're going to have to play aggressive, and they can't just get into this kind of slow, methodical farm game. That's kind of like the PPD classic back on the old AG squads, and you see some of the remnants today where it's like, let's just out-farm our opponents. We know we're better and we're going to win late game. So it feels like A-Team are pressured into making these aggressive moves when maybe they don't need to, because they have got two very good scaling carries.
It almost felt like they know that's the right move. Like when you're Dire and you kind of feel that pressure coming, you're supposed to go play bottom, but it almost feels like they didn't know how to do it right. Like, I don't know. The smoke was a little bit off, and now, Prince is now right back up here, thinking that we've drawn the attention down bottom. Maybe I get some space up top, but DNM is all over him with the Spirit Vessel.
Prince.
Oh, he's good.
Is he going to make it out? Okay. Gets out. Snaking not there in time to stop the TP. We'll get jumped on by Bloody Sky here with the Clockwork coming in with a hookshot. Snaking should be going down. The force up from DNM may actually maybe going to bail Snaking out. He's got the living armor as well for a little bit longer, but numbers favoring A-Team as Moo shows up with the Mortimers just raining fire from above, but not sure what the plan is here. Cookie down to the low ground in the river. Gets himself a bit further away with the living armor. He's still alive for a little bit longer, but the Blade Fury and the Burn Charge, the Overgrowth. Oh, PPD keeps him alive, and yeah, you mentioned Rises.
He tried to get greedy. He tried to save it on the Omni.
Gets the healing ward onto the high ground, and looks like Sadboy's just going to back off for now.
That's rough. I don't blame him, because it looked like it was maybe going to be easy with just the spin. So, you understand why, but that's frustrating when, the kill just, slips away from you when, you're just thinking how it seems like you kind of have to get whatever you can on the map, and then you just let a free one go.
Yeah.
They're sitting under an off sentry here.
Off it feels.
That's only Ghost Walk, too. That's not smoke, so they see him. All right, Rise is playing cool.
The hook shot into Omni. It's, a little game of charades there, pretending you can't see him, and now with TP rocking up, they're going to fight this one without the Invoker, it looks like. PPD doesn't have an ultimate to keep Ryzen in place. Monkey King going to go with the Wukong command. Snake King sets up some nice stuns with the Carapace, and that's going to lead to a couple of kills here as Bloody Sky. I don't think you can deal with the Terror Blade. No damage for the Night Stalker, who's just going to back off, pick up a Bounty Rune, and get the hell out of there.
That does not feel good to lose a fight where you ward trap the TB on the low ground. If that actually looked okay. At least he was blocked off. It seemed like maybe he had something, a Wukong's command, but not enough. And he's only had one Terrorblade win. Huh.
Yeah. Fear's carry play back in the day was much more about that kind of aggressive fighting style carry, the gyrocopter type carry. He never played these hard carries quite as much, but definitely doing a pretty flawless performance so far this game.
All right, Imp Claw, nice. They had some good neutrals at least. I saw Stone and Imp Claw. I hope Clockwork's taking that Stone. Who's taking that Philosopher's Stone?
How do you rate the Grove Bow and Jug? It's actually, I don't think it's actually that terrible.
That makes a lot of sense with the Mjolnir build, that's for sure. That's kind of awesome, actually. Because that's going to activate during your Omni Slash.
DNM is sitting on the Jug, but Jug going to Blade Fury TP his way out of there. And without PPD here to cancel it, I think that's the only cancel they have, yeah. We're going to see A-Team playing back in the top lane. I think they realized that was a smoke move down bottom, so they're going to look to reclaim their own jungle here. Get some D-wards down, and unfortunately the only hero up here is PPD's Train, who has proven time and time again how difficult to kill he can be.
Yeah, he's playing this classic annoying Trent. Mostly Zayat's doing it these days, frankly. Like, he's really taken the mantle of the big Trent player. Constantly banned whenever I see him in a match. Peter always one more for the blinks than the hammers. We'll see what he gets.
Roche is going. They're sending the Fort Spirit in. They're going to drop the Mortimer's Kisses. They scatter with the Courier as well. Big damage coming in. Bloody Sky getting incredibly low. The Tornado just going to narrowly miss. That's going to keep Bloody Sky alive, who's got an ultimate in this couple of seconds here. Snake King caught by the Shackles. Doesn't have a Carapace until it wears off, and now he may survive his way through this bump with the BKB Monkey. Once Snake King won't get him, though, and Sadboys have done a great job of stopping this Roche. It's incredibly low. They want to chase and get the Night Stalker, and with a perfect catch from Peter, gets him with the slow, leading to a couple more kills, and Prince is in alone. He may have a Wukong's command, but he's 1 versus 5 and gets obliterated. Outplayed by Sadboys.
Yeah, the Snakes are not enough to help you in that situation. Unfortunately, the Night Stalker not having the buyback either. And I'm not sure if he just, like, didn't see his right moment or if he lost all his mana, but he did not get his ulti off. So, I mean, honestly, I don't think it would have made much of a difference, but just about how that fight went.
Yeah. When the fight first started, it looked like Monkey was going to just BKB ultimate, but then Sadboys, the second they saw that BKB, they just disengaged.
Yeah.
And A-Team just didn't have a good way to force them to keep fighting, it felt like.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, the Shackles on Nyx somehow didn't kill him as well, so just a series of unfortunate events.
Yeah, it really is the worst Nyx game ever, too. Like, we see so many games of the Shamans getting picked to counterpick him as well. It's like 5 heroes that he basically can't deal with.
Snake King's made the best of it. He's 5 of the 7 deaths, which is no real surprise considering how hard this game is for him. But he's going to step on Rises down bottom. The Impale to EMP. Ooh, that was so close to working. That Cold Snap almost bought enough time for the EMP to hit, but he just barely gets the Blade Fury off.
Bit of relief there. Yeah, it looks like the EMP also took out his Omni in the last fight too, so that would have been 2 in a row where Invoker really ruins him.
Here we go. A-Team. They've mentioned they're not a team to just sit around and wait for their opponents to get a 20k gold lead. They're making the aggressive play here, smoking up. They've got the BKB rush on Prince, so he's ready to go. Bloody Sky has his ultimate, the Dark Ascension, and they're going to catch Moo here.
Show the power of the Shard, Moo.
Yep, Snake King's nearby. Moo pushes him back.
All right, actually?
He's still surviving his way through this for now. Moo gets caught in the cogs now. He's actually surviving. He's broken his way out of the cogs. The Surfboards are there now as well. The Wukong's Moo is just so goddamn tanky. The Greaves come back up. You can't kill this guy. Oh, and he's going in aggressive now. Cookies forward with old Yoda and Clockwork going to go down. Prince trying to fight inside the Wukong, but once again, he just doesn't have the sustainability, and A-Team just get destroyed. They'll cut their losses, but their losses is they carry their mid as well as a Clockwork, so...
Yeah, they waited so long to go for the Crippling Fear. Like, I wasn't expecting the Shard to do anything because I thought that they would just silence when they saw him, but they like waited and tried to like draw it out a little bit. And then at that point, he got like close to the tower. He stunned them up. It gave more time for rotations, and Sadboys just cleaned them up once again.
Well, you may be considering going high ground now. Here, pushing the top lane, does have Metamorph. They will be respawning, so they're going to be doing this with about a couple minutes left on their Aegis here, so they figure they may as well poke away at the high ground with Metamorph.
Fear? The queued up Shard? I don't think I've seen this one yet. Everyone always goes to the eggs. Some Demon Zeal, perhaps? Thank you, Ice Frog, for another great name in a cast, by the way. Just saying.
It's the synergy with the Satanic, you know. You lose some health and you just gain it right back. Rise! Oh. Youch.
All right. Guys, I can confirm the Terrible Blade does, in fact, hit pretty hard. Just so you guys know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, you know, I think for showing those TP stats are perhaps a little bit misleading. Metamorph will be wearing off soon, but no Jug alive. See if Fear looks to continue to threaten here. With an Aegis, he may as well try and force a fight, it feels like.
I mean, the scary thing is it's only because his courier is dead that he doesn't have that Satanic right now.
We've got the tier 3 tower, and it looks like they're just going to back off after that, so... Respecting the fact that Jug is respawning and Metamorph is still on cooldown.
Oh, Yoda, not again.
No. DNM has the cold snap.
Oh, look, he's blocking the saving hookshot with the illusion.
Oh, nice. Well,
Oh, I thought they were gonna go chase after it. Oh, I thought Snake King was following it. GG.
instead, Sadboys playing the objective Dota. Take the tier 1 tower, pick up their next couple of items. They get the Satanic on Fear. Has got the money for the Ag Shard. Are we going to see the Demon Zeal?
Seems wildly unnecessary. I love it. It's kind of cool with Alacrity too, and it does again make a lot of sense when you have Satanic. So sure, why not? 30 seconds.
And if there's a
left on
game
the
to at
Aegis,
least
though.
get a feel for, how good it is, maybe this is the game. They probably feel like they've got a pretty comfortable lead.
That's true.
But here come A-Team once again, making the move. They're not waiting around on their high ground. They're going aggressive. They want to fight. They don't care about the Aegis. They're much more interested in the fact that Metamorph is still on cooldown, but
It's
not
10
too
seconds.
much longer.
They might get the time.
Yeah. Oh, and Prince is being jumped. They broke the tree. They get the cookie follow-up. Prince is dying, even with the BKB up. Elsewhere on the sidelines, the Shackle going across the map on a PPD, who's still alive with a Night Stalker on top of him. He gets the Overgrowth off through the BKB.
Here goes the
Juggernaut
Aegis.
cannot catch up the PPD as well. They've taken out the Aegis here. Monkey King's still going to go down, though, and TB's Metamorph is about to come back up, so Fear can pop that one if he wants. They're going to go onto Bloody Sky with the TB Metamorph damage. There's just too much to deal with. Rise is in full retreat, has got a Blade Fury TP if he wants to. And elsewhere, Old Yoda, well, he just bought back. He's going to go charging in for the greater good, but the greater good is just a GG. And Sadboys convincingly take game 1.
Yeah, I mean, I can appreciate that in terms of a last-ditch effort, they did have the right timing, right, when the Aegis was expiring. So that is still like good signs. Some of the better small things here for A-Team, but it was a lot of really good big things for Sadboys. They just kind of ran this game.
Oh, yeah. It never really felt like there was much pressure on them, despite the way A-Team played, which does seem to be that kind of hyper-aggressive mentality. What do you make of that? Because I feel like most teams will just, wait for their opportunity on the high ground, and that does seem like the more, reliable way to find a comeback is to wait for your opponents to make a mistake. But they're just trying to go out and make a play.
I'm sure some of them were good and some of them were bad. I'm not sure. Like, maybe it's like a mental thing for even saving for the next game if they really felt like this one was going that poorly. But they probably just also didn't have the best execution or results from a lot of those plays too, right? Like there was higher potential in a lot of those moves too, like things like where they found Moo and they weren't able to pick up that kill, or some of the initiations from Old Yoda. They didn't quite have the quick follow-up after. I would say the best thing coming out of this game for A-Team was that after the laning stage, despite them being like at a bit of a kill deficit, the overall net worth between like their heroes and those on Sadboys actually looked okay. I thought if maybe they could have rallied around the Bloody Sky a bit more, they had some better opportunities in this mid game.
Yeah, it definitely felt like a hard draft to pull off, and unfortunately for A-Team, that means they are still going to be struggling to find their first series win here. They're 0-2, and they've got their work cut out for them if they want to win their first best of 3 here in the upper division of the NA DPC. We're going to see if they can do it after a quick break. We'll be back with the panel.